Praise be multiplied to you. This is part 5. Now let's go back to the history book, last 2 million years. Now I read in the last video, pagan rites absorbed, how the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, added Easter to their Christian calendar. Same page 216, but this is getting in a little more detail. The organization of the church, the Roman Catholic Church, was itself imperial, with parishes grouped into dioceses. It had its own system of law, its own courts, its own taxes and tithes. Its clergy claimed exemption from paying taxes to kings or emperors and from being tried by secular courts. So they had their own thing going on. Long time ago. Their churches could even offer sanctuary to the king's enemies. Clergy could punish the disobedient, fine a man for absence from church, whip a woman for doing her washing on a Sunday. See, they all about Sunday, all about sun worship. When the Lord said keep the Sabbath day. And hand over heretics to the state for burning. See, even though they was doing things contrary to God, they called other people that was doing the right things heretics. Their ultimate weapon was the power to excommunicate, to cut a man off from the mercy of Christ, and so condemn his soul to eternal torment. In other words, kick you out of their church. Got a lot of churches doing that today, even the ones that are called non-denominational. They will kick you out because you ain't making enough money for them. Archbishops and bishops were the Pope's lieutenants. Oh, this sounds like an army. They decided what was heresy. Wow. What was lawful marriage and who could appeal to the Pope against the decision of the king. Now, turn over to page 218. This is the Vicar of Christ. The test of strength between Emperor and Pope ended when Henry IV found his German vassals siding with the Pope and realized that he was beaten. As the Pope traveled to Augsburg in Germany to confer with Henry's rebels, Henry hurried south to meet Gregory at Canossa in Tuscany. Gregory forced him to stand barefoot in the snow before his castle gates for 3 days before pardoning him, to show you their power. Even though Henry later drove Gregory out. Okay, now I'm going to skip down. By the time of Pope Innocent III, 1198 to 1216, this is AD, the authority of the Pope was all but supreme. Innocent III kept an iron discipline over his clergy and summoned his bishops regularly to Rome. He was a patron of 2 monastic orders, the Franciscans and the Dominicans, and he was the first to use the title Vicar of Christ when he said, "No king can reign rightly unless he devoutly serves Christ's vicar." So no king can reign rightly unless you serve the Pope. That's a little puffed up in the head, ain't it? And the scripture warn you about that. Let me skip down a little bit more. In thousands of churches, cathedrals, and monasteries, at least once a week, often daily, and for some even more regularly, the faithful throughout Europe worship in an atmosphere of reverence. They were surrounded by images. Whoa. The Lord say, don't have no graven images. What the Roman Catholic Church do? They got images everywhere. All the daughters of the Roman Catholic Church got images. They were surrounded by images of the saints, sharply aware of the crucifix and of the passion of Christ and of the gentleness and mediating power of Mary. Whoa. See, that's another false doctrine. They say you can pray to Mary. Jesus said pray to the Father in his name. But now, let me go to another history book. This is Funk and Wagner's New Encyclopedia. Where is that? Funk and Wagner's New Encyclopedia. Saturnalia. Funk and Wagner's. Ancient Roman festival in honor of Saturn, god of agriculture. See? They mingle in paganism into their Christianity. celebrated on December 17th. It was originally confined to this one day on which religious rites were celebrated, but the festivities in the time of Roman Republic lasted for as many as 7 days, December 24th. The Saturnalia seems originally to have been a harvest festival connected with the completion of late sowing, but the ritual was so transformed by the Hellenizing of Saturn and his worship that its agricultural meaning was lost. A special feature of the festival was the freedom to give slaves who at this time had first place at the family table and were served by their masters. So they give you, they choose what day you can have off. You as a slave. But when it comes to the pagan celebration of Saturnalia, oh, you can have that day off. Everybody gonna honor that. Still going on today. Now, it mentioned that, but I didn't read it. It says, see Rome, what does it say? It says, see Roman religion and mythology. Go to another Funkin' Wagons for Roman mythology and whatnot, and religion. This is page, that was page 133, this is page 364. The Roman religious calendar reflected Rome's hospitality to the cults and deities of conquered territories. Okay. New festivals were introduced, however, to mark the naturalization of new gods. See? Now I'm going to skip down. Also under the empire, numerous foreign cults achieved great popularity and were widely extended, such as the worship of the Egyptian goddess Isis. See, this is still talking about Roman religion, how they mingle stuff in, and that of the Persian god Mithras. Mithras was a sun god. That's why they love Sunday. But wow, I'm gonna continue on. Just want to read you a little history on things, because a lot of people do things that don't know what they doing. It is contrary to God. Got to be careful. Whoa. Grace and peace multiply.